Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katelyn from Florals.com, and welcome back to another video. Today, as you can probably tell from the title, is not a process video. It's not a normal video, but it hopefully can be a helpful video for some of you. I've had some comments and questions recently sent to me asking if I'm going to do another set of goals, reviewing my goals from this year, looking at goals for next year. And to be honest, I'm not sure, and this video might give you some more direction as to what's been going on with me lately, and that's I haven't scrapbooked since before Thanksgiving. I know, shocker. So it's been quite a few weeks, and that's not normal for me. Usually I take, maybe a week off if I'm ahead on videos, whatever it may be, but I've really fallen off the bandwagon here, and I'm not saying that I don't love scrapbooking. I will always love it and will always keep doing it, but I thought today's video would be interesting to share with you guys some remedies I'm looking to try to get back into that crafty mojo to want to scrapbook, because it's a weird position to be in when you're used to scrapbooking a lot, and when you finally have time and energy, free time, energy to do something, but you don't feel like crafting's your first choice. It's a very, very weird sort of thing I'm working through right now, and while I do spend time doing other things, I thought it may be helpful for you guys who are in a similar boat. You might have some free time because you have to work from home, so there's no more commute that you have to do, so maybe you can use that free time for scrapbooking, but maybe you're too tired, or maybe you have the same thing. You just don't go to scrapbooking. It's not your first choice, which is perfectly okay. Remember, there are totally seasons when it comes to scrapbooking. There are some days of the week that you'll want to scrapbook every single day. Then there's other ones where you're not in the mood, you don't have the energy, you don't have the time, whatever it may be. But I thought we'd go over some ways I'm looking to reignite my crafty mojo to want to scrapbook again, because I've got free time, although most of it is now wrapping gifts and getting ready for the holidays and sending out all those packages. But I'd go over a few ways today that are some new ways, things I haven't thought about it, or that contribute to scrapbooking, and will just help you get your steps in the right direction to get back to it as soon as you might want to. So the first idea I had was something I normally talk about but have a little bit of a twist on it, and that's for looking for inspiration. Sometimes it's simply an inspiration issue that doesn't get us back to our craft desk or crafty space in a normal, timely fashion than we're used to. So if there's nothing exciting in your stash right now, maybe you're on a spending freeze, so there's nothing new that's catching your eye. Maybe you've had it for a while, but something usually catches your eye in your stash and you're not there. You can look for inspiration online for how to use the things you have. You can look at Pinterest and YouTube videos and live streams. There is so much content being put out right now that I'm sure there is someone out there with a similar style to you that you'll love. So definitely check that out. There are tons of Facebook groups with challenges and inspiration that you can check out. I'm a part of several. And another one that I thought of this year was to actually put inspiration into your space. So my crafty space is a corner of my bedroom. It's actually, a majority of my bedroom if you really think about it, but it's a part of my bedroom, and I really don't have anything other than my scrappy stuff screaming at me to scrapbook all the time. I have a couple pages on display in one of those little easels that I've shown you guys before, but I recently bought this for my small business, and here's their business card called The Crafted Life. Very, very cute small shop, and I picked up this print from her shop, and it says, "Life is as colorful as you make it." And I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I think this might be a color scheme if I do end up having a craft room one day. It is so, so beautiful and so whimsical and cute, and I really want to hang this up, but I am moving in a few months, so we'll see if I want to put a few more tacks in the wall, or if I don't want to make that commitment. Maybe I'll just tape it and keep it in the plastic sleeve so that it stays nice and pristine. But hanging up inspiration, whether it be sketches you want to utilize, having a little cork board of inspiration for maybe Happy Mail you've gotten, or things you want to scrap lift, or products you want to use, inspiration can be a huge starting point for gathering, a place to start in finding that crafty mojo again. Another item that I thought would be interesting for this time of year is actually sending out cards. Now, I only have a few Christmas cards left and one New Year's card, but I do plan on sending these out because there's something about sending your work to someone that really just kind of makes you want to get that feeling again. So I have some cards here. These are leftovers. These I made earlier this year. And then this one I made, I think, February last year. So I'll be able to send it, or February this year. So I'll be able to send it for this year to send to one of my friends, because this is the only Happy New Year stamp I own, and I finally used it. So I'll be sending these out amongst the other ones I've already sent out. So another great way to do it, use up the cards you have, even if they're not Christmas or holiday cards. See, this one could still work. Wishing you a harvest of blessings still works. Fall into autumn, I mean, depending on where the person lives, maybe. So this one that says grateful for all you do totally can work. So sending these kind of things out, your work of art, whether it is a card like so, you can make a postcard really quick out of some stamped images you might have. Just make it flat, make it easy, put it in the post. Whatever it is, sending out your goods, having someone else look at your goods can be really, really helpful. And that goes right into the next point that I have. Sometimes when we're trying to find Crafty Mojo to create again, I think we often overlook a super simple way that we can really reignite that Crafty Mojo, and that is simply enjoying your albums. Whether you make Traveler's Notebook albums or 6x6, 8x8, 8.5x11, 6x8, there's so many sizes, or 12x12s, pull out your albums this holiday season, this end of year. Take some time to look at them with your kids or your family or just yourself, because guess what? You made all those pages with a lot of work, a lot of love, and a lot of thought, time, and energy. And sometimes we often forget to even just look back at them as often as we should, because we do want our families to enjoy them, our friends and relatives to enjoy them, but you did that, and you should take some time and appreciation and be grateful that you did have the time to dedicate to those wonderful albums that you've made. Even if they're not finished, even if they're only partially done, all of them are still amazing ways, or amazing documentation of your stories, of your life, of your children's lives, of you and your partner's lives, whatever it may be. So take some time, look through your albums, because I'd love for you all to comment, when's the last time you looked through a scrapbook album that you made? That's right, I'm asking you. Luckily, I looked through one the other day, but that was just to reference something that I was looking for. So did I really enjoy it? No, I was just flipping through to find something, but I think it still kind of counts because you do look at the pages at least a little bit. But hopefully your answer is sometime this year, but if it's not, this is a great time to do so. If you're lacking something, if you're not feeling motivated to scrapbook, well, just pull out a scrapbook to look at. If you don't have the energy to scrapbook, you can still pull out a scrapbook to look at. You guys get to drift there. But those are some more ideas I had. Next up, this sticker sheet reminded me as my representation of it, but I consider other crafts another option. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of crafty people tend to dabble in some other stuff. I did some hand embroidery recently. I don't have that out because it's a mess. I'm not going to show that, but this was actually from Happy Mail packages I sent. I had this beautiful, my mind's eye, a sticker sheet, and I pulled it away from my scrapbooking stuff to decorate those happy packages. So the outside of the package has stickers all over it, and I ended up using the entire sticker sheet. Now, did I mean to do that? No. Does it still count as an empty for my scrapbooking totals? Yes, it does. But you can definitely take your scrapbooking stuff and transition it to something else. So if you don't do card making now, I promise you, you have the materials to make some cute cards. I used to do a series with Sarah Scraps called Card Making for Scrapbookers, so you can check out that playlist over on my channel or her channel, and that can give you some inspiration if you're looking to go the card making route. You can do painting, you can do some mixed media work that doesn't involve a scrapbooking page. Tons and tons of options to try other crafts, especially if you already have some started. I know there's some knitters and quilters. All of that stuff counts, and being crafty and creative in another hobby can motivate you in a secondary hobby. So in this case, if you end up flipping from scrapbooking being your main hobby to like quilting, for example, those two can intertwine. And I know there's a series on YouTube that some wonderful ladies do called Quilters Vibe. They take inspiration from quilts to put them into a scrapbooking page. So good stuff there nonetheless. So take your sticker sheets, take them elsewhere, maybe make some cute crafts with your kids, whatever it may be. But just go out there and have some fun with crafty supplies. The next one is all about organizing. There is something to be said about having scrapbooking and any crafting supplies, really, that there is always an element of organization that needs to be had, because if you outgrow a certain drawer of one supply, you need to find a home for it. Hopefully you're in a good spot where you don't have to reorganize all the time, but if you're like me, sometimes just things don't work out the way you originally organized them. Currently, I'm thinking I need to reorganize how I store my 6x6 paper pads, because the bin is now functionally too far away from my desk for me to naturally flip through, but it's too heavy to just like not have two arms on it, because paper is heavy. So I'm really thinking about changing that up. It could be your whole space. You could rearrange the entire space to give yourself a fresh, unique, motivated way to just want to scrapbook and to be in there and to want to craft. So if you haven't organized yet, maybe that's the next thing on your list to try out, because it does take time and energy, but sometimes the mojo is not there to sit down and scrapbook, but flipping through cute papers might be on your list. Next up is something that comes along with organizing for me, and that's purging or getting rid of supplies that no longer serve you, or that will no longer serve you, or you just don't like. So depending on your style, you might realize that things you bought years and years ago no longer match your current style. So purging is a great way to either donate to local schools, churches, scouting groups often use craft supplies like these, so donating those or passing them along to another crafty friend. I know there's several people in Facebook groups who do swaps for things like gently used stamps or gently used paper pads. Whatever it may be, it's a great time to try to purge some stuff, because sometimes the crafty mojo stops when you are overwhelmed and there's too many choices and there's too much. So that might be an option depending on where you are in your scrapbooking journey, because we're all in different places, and that's why there's so many different examples in this video on ways I'm trying to get my mojo back, on ways I'm trying to get my motivation back, but hopefully some of these will help you. Now, the opposite of purging and organizing would be shopping, and as you guys know, based off of a haul video I recently uploaded, I bought some stuff during Black Friday, including some LE Studio products, and these are some brand new stamp sets I just bought. So knowing that I bought these, I should then organize them by putting them into their stamping sleeves and putting them into my stamp organization off to the right hand side of me. Have I done that yet? No. But could I do that to get some crafty mojo and inspiration back? Yes, I could. So if you're looking to shop this holiday season for some crafty goodies to find some more inspiration, tons of crafty deals still going on, and tons of crafty small businesses we can continue to support as often as possible and as often as we're able to, because man, do they make some super cute stuff I've never seen before. There's just something about grab bags that just introduce you to a brand in a different way. Now, there is always a chance that you'll get something you don't love or won't use, but that's kind of the luck of the draw there. But I found some things I loved, found some things I'll be tested to use, be challenged to use, so we'll see how that all pans out. And then one of the other items that I would, I'm gonna almost end it on this one, this is second to last one, but you'll see here I have a bunch of SD cards pulled out. I don't know about you guys, but there is a lot of digital organization, some digital stuff that needs to happen in order for my photos and my videos to be safe. So if you have not done so already, I highly recommend sitting down and researching what you want as your sort of digital backup plan, whether that's hard drives, cloud drives, however you want to organize your photos. It doesn't have to be a full project. Maybe it's just backing up what you have currently, and then another day, maybe a summer project, could be actually organizing all of them into folders that make sense to you. I know that back in the day when I had Picasa, one of my favorite photo programs, I made a crap ton of folders that make no sense to me now. So research all the different Facebook groups and all of the different blog posts that are out there about photo organization, and you'll find some great answers and hopefully something that works for you. Currently I have SD cards to go through to find old things, you know, back those up onto my computer and in my iPhotos, and then my iPhoto library, and then in my iPhoto library on my hard drive. You can see the process goes on, but it's a great time to do that because it takes time. And if you have time and energy, it might be a good time to do that, but it really depends on where you're at in your scrapbooking journey. You might have already done that. I am not one of those people, and I do applaud you if you are organized digitally, but another great way to do that, and not just with photos, but also with digital supplies. There are tons of printables, sketches, digital stamps. If you have any of those, now is a great time to organize them as well. So bringing in the organizational aspect into the digital front, because sometimes we make and download a billion sketches or a billion printables, and they sit on the computer, which is not obviously where they're meant to be. But if you're able to access them like on a Dropbox on your iPad, so you can be readily available to use them at your craft desk, for example, that might be something you want to look into during this time that you're not really in the crafty mojo, but want to do something that will set you up for success for your later scrapbooking endeavors. But my last tip for crafty mojo, and really I should take this one for myself, and as you can see, I've tried some of these already. I've tried the shopping, I've tried the other crafts, I've sent some Christmas cards. I'm going to hang this up now that I've received it in the mail. There's still a lot going on and still a lot to try, but the last one on my list is to just do it. Just create something, whether it's a mixed media background and it's just that. It could be thrown out. It doesn't have to be. Just have fun and make something. You could just stamp something down. You don't have to cut it out, you don't have to color it, you just gotta stamp something. And get that creative bug back that will just, as soon as you put ink on a stamp and put it to paper, there's something magical that happens. And maybe that's the same thing for you when you do your washi tape swatches, or maybe that's the same thing for you when you flip through your sequin packages. If any of these tips might help you, leave a comment down below, and also be sure to leave a comment down below if you have any other suggestions for ways to get your crafty mojo back. I can't wait to try more of these. Like I said, I've tried some of them. Digital's next up on my list because I do need to go through those. And obviously that's something I can do fairly easily, but maybe I'll go back into hand embroidery for another craft to try. I don't know. Sometimes you don't have to want to craft, and you don't have to feel guilty about not crafting. I know it's one of those conundrums where you have this stuff, you have this dedicated space, you have the time and energy. Why aren't you scrapbooking? That's a really poor way to think about it. It's more so, why haven't you looked at your albums in a few weeks or a few months or a year, however it may be? You need to take some time for you to set yourself up for success in the future, whether that's looking through your albums to really just take in the fruits of your labor and really look back at your memories. It could be sending cards to pen pals, it could be sending postcards, it could be shopping because you deserve it after this year we've had. It could be dabbling in other crafts because you don't have to feel guilty for trying a different craft because you have a bunch of scrapbooking supplies. You could try origami, card making, painting. All those mixed media products you have offer a lot of alternative types of crafting you can do. There's so much out there. I just want you guys to know you're not alone if you're in the same boat as me. It's a very hectic time of year. I don't really want to be at my craft desk right now filming this video, but I knew that you guys would probably also appreciate it if you're in the same boat. And my lovely patrons on Patreon are so supportive of me and trying to encourage me to get back into scrapbooking. So this is my checklist for myself, hopefully a checklist for you for things you can try. But if you're looking for more from me, I do upload weekly over on Patreon my behind the scenes vlog, so you can get Christmas stuff over there, you can get holiday stuff, so what I'm doing for decorations, my cat playing in wrapping paper, that's all over there. But for now, I'm trying my best. I don't know if I'll scrapbook again soon. Maybe I'll just have an update for my next video. I don't know. I do know that I need to clean, so hence why organize is on the list. I haven't gotten there yet, but maybe one day I will end up doing that. But thank you guys so much for watching. Again, leave me a comment down below if any of this might have helped you or it might have let you think of something in a new way. And if you're in the same boat, again, I just want to say we're all had a very rough year, and you don't have to necessarily feel guilty about not having the time, energy, or motivation to get into your craft space and craft. Sometimes the escape can no longer be an escape, but hopefully you're all doing well, staying safe, and hopefully staying crafty if you can, but if not, that's okay too. I do appreciate you tuning in today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!